Very happy to welcome Gabriel, or Gab, short, in our podcast, and then Jenny is here, and me, Ali, as usual, in this new episode of Caliente Chat. Okay, so Gabriel,
Yes.
Can you introduce yourself a bit?
Yes,
for
my
the
name
audience?
is Gabriel. I'm from Singapore, and I'm a Ziggy Feet instructor, studio in Singapore, and also I coach SIM Salsa on Seoul, a university CCA club, Salsa CCA, and also SIT Salseros, so another university as well. Yes, so I coach. So I'm a local studio instructor and also coach to university salsa clubs.
Okay, so for those who don't know, so Ziggy Fit is a dance studio.
Yes.
They do salsa, bachata.
Salsa, bachata, West Coast swing,
and West Coast swing.
I teach salsa and bachata.
Okay, so then you said SIM, SIT. So for those who are not familiar with
SIM
what is
is a university, Singapore Institute of Management. Yeah, so I used to be a student there, then I became an alumni, and after that they hired me as a coach for their club as well. So SIT is another university in Singapore, Singapore Institute of Technology. Yeah.
Okay.
So they also, when I think they got the recommendation from the university clubs, from the other university clubs as well, and then they reached out to me. So that's when I started. I only started coaching them from last year. Yeah.
So teaching is your full time?
Yes.
Okay, so and then you do coaching, meaning to say that they have a salsa club?
Yes.
And then you train them, basically.
Correct. So they do choreographies, performances, and they are also interested in social dancing. So sometimes they come out for socials. Yeah. But yeah, I'm a bit scared, students.
They mainly do
Kids.
salsa, bachata, or just performance?
They mainly do salsa performances. Yes, but they will try to come out and social dance.
Okay.
Try to come out.
Then in Ziggy Fit, you teach salsa or bachata as well?
Salsa and bachata. Mainly salsa. So I teach regularly salsa classes on Mondays and Fridays. Bachata is like ad hoc. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So basically, are you defining yourself as a salsa dancer, bachata dancer, or both?
Both.
So you do salsa
I
and
enjoy
bachata?
both as much. Yes.
Okay.
So why you don't schedule yourself for more bachata classes at Ziggy?
So it's really dependent on the availability, because I think when I think at this point of my dance career, I prefer to focus more on my salsa and work on that as a dancer as well, because I think that's always the challenge when you are an instructor. Okay, like you are teaching so much and giving so much to students. Sometimes like you may not have time for your own progress, and so like I wanted that to be important to me, a priority, where I'm like, okay, I still need to focus on what's important to my dance progress and what I need to work on. So I decided I wanted to work more on my salsa, my fundamentals, and so like I was like, okay, I want to focus on salsa and not so much bachata at this point, and that has been the case for the most of this year, I think. Yeah.
Because I recall last year you actually did quite a lot of like bachata, ventures. Like you did like all the Jack and Jills.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was
I
a
thought he
period.
was going to specialize in bachata at one point.
So that was a period where I was focusing on my bachata, and I was trying to push and see how far I can go, and also work on it so that I can improve. And I think what I've reached a point where I'm like, okay, I think I'm happy with, and which is what's important for happiness, So I'm happy with where I've reached for bachata. So I went back to salsa and like, okay, I want to work on my salsa now. Yeah. Also because the competitions, the Jack and Jill competitions that are available are mainly bachata. We don't really have salsa Jack and Jills. I hope there are more.
Yeah.
Why don't you organize one?
Yeah, Jenny,
Yeah,
I
we could
already coach lah, teach lah, everything. I tried organizing one festival also, by the way, Asian Salsa Bachata Congress with Freeze and Swing directors and also Kelvin from Singapore. Yeah, so organized already one time. I'm like, okay, I don't think organizing is for me.
So before we go there, I think during COVID 2020, I was taking a teacher training online with Sosa, Fernando Sosa. And he was saying that actually that you need to make a decision between teaching or progressing on your dancing, because the time you spend in teaching is the time you don't spend on you to improve as a dancer. So you have to.
Okay, I see where it's coming from.
To be careful of that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So saying like maybe you have to decide if you want to start teaching or if you want to still go 100% in your own training first.
Correct.
For a couple of years.
Yeah, I think that at certain points of our dance journey, teaching can be very helpful, because teaching can also improve the way we understand like certain techniques and fundamentals, because like I think there's one study that showed that like, okay, the best way to remember and retain certain things that you learn that we learn, in terms of skills, and I think the most effective, they were saying, is actually teaching, when you have to actually explain it to someone else. Then you actually learn it better and understand it better. And I think it was the most useful for me when I was a newer dancer. So I started teaching quite early in my dance journey. Yes, it could have been controversial, because there will be people who say that, okay, this person is so new in dancing, can he also teach? I'm not the only one being in that category at that point of time, but I felt like that actually being given the opportunity by Ziggy Feet to teach at that point of time was very beneficial for my own dance journey and my dance progress. Yeah, so at that point it was super like okay, it really helped my dance progress. Yeah, but I think of course it will come to a point where, okay, you have to pick and choose that, like, okay, if you teach, then like certain things you need to work on is like you have to kind of like put it on the shelf first for a while, it has to wait. You have to spend time in it later, or you have to find time to go and practice it later.
I guess
that's the challenge as well.
It's time management, I would say. Like, if you are only teaching, and not like organizing the class or doing all the admin behind,
correct,
then maybe you can use it as an opportunity to progress, I think.
Yeah.
What's your schedule like right now? Like from Monday to Sunday in terms of like teaching and all of this?
So Monday, Ziggy Feet Salsa. Tuesday, SIT Salsa training. Wednesday also SIT, because they are preparing for one of their productions, which is soon. So they meet me twice a week now. Then SIM on Thursdays, SIM Salsa. So then Friday back to Ziggy Feet classes, and the weekends is my personal time, my time with Sarah. Okay, and sometimes on one of the weekends, if we feel like dancing, going to socials together, of course it will come out. Like Caliente Pool Party. Or like the other, I mean, there are so many other socials that happens on Saturdays and Sundays. Yeah.
How long is the training with the university teams?
It's about 1.5 to 2 hours on let's say peacetime, like during non-performance stage, but like when it's just a fundamental training, off season. Yes, okay, let's use off season. But when it's during performance season, it can go up to like 2.5 hours, maybe 3. Yeah.
Okay, so let's rewind a bit in your life and then see if you can tell us how you started dancing and how you find out about Latin dance. And
so I started 9 years ago. I was invited to Mosaic dance recital. So Mosaic used to be the dance company started by Z and Derek before they went into TDC and Ziggy. Yeah, so but it was where I started dancing. I went to their recital first, and then I joined their beginners class. And yeah, it was a pleasant experience.
So you went to their recital as a like attendee to watch the show? Or?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
As an attendee, and then
How did you find out about the recital?
Through a mutual friend. He was great. He was amazing. But I'm like, I don't know whether I can do this. And there was the same thing as what all the Latin studios will offer. Beginners class with a discount. And at that point of time, I think it was SG50, so it was like a huge discount. I think $50 for like one beginner's course. I don't think you'll get that kind of price anymore because inflation and COVID. But yes, because of that, I started, and I remember not being the most interested at first. I was like, okay, I don't think I can get this dance thing, but like I had more enthusiastic classmates at that point of time, so they were very encouraging, and then they were like, hey, come back to class, so I continued every
So what
week.
was the so why you didn't feel like it at the beginning? Was because it was difficult, or
It was difficult. It was like,
The
you should have
difficulty.
seen me when I on my first day of class. I might be like in the category of like one of your worst students. I mean, slow. Okay,
so not being able to do the basic step, like
yeah, or like psychomotor, like same arm, same leg. Yeah, so I was that kind of student, but yeah, I had encouraging classmates. They were so encouraging that like, okay, then in the end, like I kept going until I started liking the dance. It's so interesting because like right now I tell my students, I say that like, yeah, I was the least enthusiastic then, but now I'm the instructor, and my classmates, I don't think they're dancing anymore.
yeah, those who kept you coming.
Yes. Actually, it's quite true. Like we've seen a lot of people with a lot of like potential, and then they can dance so well, but then they stop dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's usually the people who struggle a bit at first, but because of their perseverance, they actually do pretty well towards the later, stage in their journey.
Yes, actually that is quite true from like my experience in teaching. So fast forward to become a teacher, and like a lot of the students who stay longer, a lot of the dancers who actually dance longer, they all had like, I think most of them had like slower starts like me. And I think that like it's not true that to start salsa, bachata, or any social dance for that matter, you need some other dance experience, or you need to start from like more than at a higher level. Yeah, but I think people who are pure beginners can actually go far if, let's say, they have the interest, they start developing the passion and the inspiration for it. And yeah, they can actually become like maybe even one of the best dancers in the scene.
Was there a moment where you like it becomes something that you said, oh, I want to continue a bit more?
Yes.
Was there like something? So what happened?
So so there's good and bad. The good I already told you. I have people who I had friends. I made friends in class and also in the scene that became very encouraging. Yeah. So they are of course there are people who have stopped dancing. There are also people who are still dancing, and also actually maybe became like organizers, event helpers in the scene, and they're doing a lot for the dance scene to grow the local dance scene. There is also like the not so good experiences whereby like you get rejected on the dance floor, or like I think the worst, which I remember to this day, is that like I was dancing with a girl during socials, and then like halfway through the song hasn't ended, and then she's like, you need to go back for classes, and walked off.
she stopped.
Yes, she stopped the dance. You need to go back for classes, and walked off. I'm like, okay. And yeah, I was like 8 weeks into classes at that point of time. I'm like, okay, I will go back to classes. What makes you think I'm gonna stop? But it was quite
demoralizing.
Yes,
Discouraging.
I think I'm the kind of person that like yes, I'll be demoralized for a night or two, but then after that I'll think about it and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna prove you wrong. And that was motivation as well for me.
Now she asks you to dance, you say no.
Well,
She's still dancing. Do you still remember her?
Yes, but no, she has no. She's no longer dancing. Yeah.
You see?
I mean, yeah.
But that's maybe a message for the follow up there. Don't discourage.
Don't discourage.
Beginner
well, I mean, I've grown from that. So if I see her again, I don't know. Maybe I will talk to her about it. But of course, yes, I would say that don't be so discouraging.
Yeah,
but hey, that's
but
what happened.
maybe,
if you remember.
we don't know how many guys stop dancing because of that, right?
How
many potential we lost?
That may be true. Yeah, because
How many Gabriels? How many teachers we could have had?
Yeah. So and how is it? Because usually you're a lead, right? For dancing.
Yeah.
And I remember when you're a lead and you start dancing as a lead, it's very challenging.
Yes.
Because you need to remember your basic and you need to make the lady enjoy, right, the dance.
Correct.
She
Yeah.
gets
So
bored.
I think at the start, there's always this debate like whether is it harder for the lead or harder for the follow.
Yeah.
Both roles, I believe, have their own challenges, but always at the start, when you are just starting out to dance, the first 4 weeks, maybe even the first 4 months, the lead always has it harder because they always have to think and do at the same
Yeah.
time. Yeah, simple as that. Whereas the follows, they are just trying to keep up. But I think when they for them, there's not so many factors that they need to multitask. Yeah, they just have to remember about like certain techniques and keeping their frame. That's one of them. Whereas for the leaders, it's like, okay, I gotta keep my timing. I gotta do this move. I can't do too many basics at one time. If not, my follower get bored. So it's very highly stressful for the leader at that stage. But once they cross that hurdle, then yes, maybe it becomes a bit more equal. The challenges I'm talking about,
Yeah, me, I call it the beginner hell.
Yes, the beginner hell. Yes.
Usually it's 3 to 6 months, I would say.
3 to 6 months.
Yeah. So a bit longer.
Fair. Yes.
So
yes.
I mean, from what I observed, but what would you what advice would you give to a beginner guy lead?
In beginner hell.
Yeah, how to survive? Any trick? Any tips?
This would be my opinion, also as an instructor, and probably not every instructor would agree with me, but I would say as a beginner, of course the most important thing, especially if your priority and your focus is to get out there and social dance, remember all your moves from classes, okay, and try them, whether it's salsa or bachata, try them and challenge yourself so tell yourself not to do more than 2 basic steps in between and whip out a move every time like when you go, okay, 2 basics and then okay, at least 1 right turn or at least something I remember for class. You don't have to do the whole string of that pattern, but at least 1 move and 2 basics again, 1 move, 2 basics until you get more comfortable. Okay, just 1 basic and then 1 move. Yeah, because that helps you remember and push what you learn into muscle memory. And so that helps with the multitasking, where they have to think, where they have to keep timing and all that. And I think that will help leaders become more confident in socials as well, because I think that's what leaders struggle with. They are always asking the instructors, or they are actually telling their instructors, I want a social dance, but I can't remember my moves, or I don't have moves. And I'm looking at the social dance floor and Ali has 10,000 moves, or every other instructor in the socials has thousands of moves, and I only know my basic step and I can't even remember how to do my right turn properly. Yes, but that's where the practice comes in.
Practice.
But if they are not even confident to even practice or even come for socials, then I think that's where as an instructor I feel we need to build that confidence first. Yeah.
So how long you think we should wait before starting social dance? Think it should be immediate or?
No, immediate.
Immediate. Okay.
Immediate.
Right turn plus right turn right turn.
Or at least you go there and you observe.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so for me, How I teach, I think by actually even the first class I already introduced the concept of social dancing to new students. Then by the second or third class, I will actually encourage them. And in Ziggy Feet, we have this. It's actually one of the things that the instructors of the new beginners need to do, whereby we will organize like outings to go for socials. So we will do a class outing to go to social dance together. So at least when beginners go as a class, they are not so they have like their own people together.
So they can practice between themselves.
Correct.
And then try.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. What about what advice you will give to follow to encourage the new leads?
I think just be patient. I think in general, because I feel it's not for all, but I feel that ladies, we do tend to learn things a bit faster, especially for dancing, and we also memorize things a bit faster. We memorize for the guys, we memorize for ourselves, and as a beginner, you don't really practice the follow technique because you try to memorize everything, right?
Yeah.
So you can get a bit impatient with the guys because I'm ready to move,
And then I'm not moving.
Yeah, and
I'm not turning.
Yes, but I think that's what I would recommend for ladies, to be a bit patient, because it takes time for the leads to learn, and there's a lot of things that they need to do. They need to remember things. They need to make you enjoy the move. They need to do the move themselves, and then they need to count, like what you said, right? So be patient, I guess. Then just smile. I think smiling is quite important.
Yes.
Like, you could be thinking about your moves, or you could just have a resting beach face in general. But I think smiling is very encouraging for people, because it makes them feel that, okay, I am still enjoying the dance. It helps the leads to relax a bit also.
Correct. Yeah, actually, yes, smiling, very important.
Okay, so let's move on to the another topic. Is about what would you say to people about dancing, and why should someone start dancing, basically?
Why should someone start dancing?
Yeah.
I think
What's your
it's
opinion?
I think it's fun. There are many reasons. I mean, this one we could go all day, but probably I think in this day and age, especially with people, with young adults that are trying to keep fit but find a fun way to keep fit, dancing is such a fun way to keep fit. You get to meet people, you get to dance, express the music, learn something new, learn new skill like social dancing, So I think it's really fun and I think it's an enjoyable and interactive way to stay fit and healthy. I think that has helped me stay active from my late 20s to now. Yeah. So it's best way to keep like your cholesterol down.
So stay healthy, fit.
Clubbing. Let's say fall under the same category.
So I will compare clubbing to if I compare clubbing to social dancing, I would say it's cost, because in clubbing, right, you have to, I don't know, the entry fee is like how much now? Actually, I'm not sure. I haven't done clubbing really, but like you gotta pay, like you gotta pay for entry fee. You gotta open bottle to get a table, and then the more, I guess the higher you get, the more you spend. But in social dancing, what? $10, $12, or
basically
max $15 for entry.
It's a more affordable way to dance with strangers
and valuable, price per dance. Price per dance or price per night. I don't know. Price per person.
Okay, so that's mainly to be fit and have fun.
Yeah.
At a reasonable price.
Correct. And also make new friends.
And make new friends, of course.
Make new connections, and maybe this becomes, like for me, it became a career. You never know what this would
So transitioning on this, when did you start thinking that could be your career, actually?
It was, I think, 2 to 3 years into the dance, and at that point of time I was still studying. So like I mentioned, I was a student in SIM, and at that point of time, yes, I was taking a course in undergrad course in psychology, but I wasn't sure whether I wanted to pursue that as a full-time professional career. I didn't know whether I was going to be a counselor to just sit there and listen to people's problems. No, I mean, okay, to all the psychologists out there, I know it's more than that. Okay, I studied it, and I know like it's and I enjoy it. I apply it to daily lives, like.
Oh, you still apply it daily lives?
Yeah.
Your students come to you, get bro. I'm in pain.
You know that actually does happen a lot. Yeah, but I think it was during the time I was studying, I was already thinking about what I want to do for the future, like what I want as a career, and while I was reconsidering that route, I think that was at a point where I was dancing and really enjoying the dance, and then I was thinking to myself like, okay, will I enjoy dancing at a higher level, at a higher intensity, performing as well, and also teaching. Yeah, and that was, I think, when I developed an interest for teaching, and I wanted to try. So I think that was the first time I went to seek out an opportunity, and I was with Ziggy Feet at that time. I was with Ziggy Feet already at that time. Yeah.
What was your first teaching class experience like?
Scary. I'll just put it that way. I remember I was more like an assistant, like an on-job training, and then my senior instructor at that time, it was Lauren. Okay, she's also from Ziggy Feet, and she would lead the class, and I was the co-instructor assisting and like learning how to give my inputs and learning how to explain certain things as the lead. And then I look around, and I also realized that like a lot of the students in that class were also dancing longer than me. They were like, okay, I know, I've probably seen you before when I was taking classes, I've seen you before at a social when I was only like 4 weeks old there, and that was pretty encouraging, because like even though they know that I'm new, maybe even newer than them, and they still either valued what I could teach, and also was encouraging, even though like I was like at that time I was newer. Then you can see I was nervous. I was like, okay, like I was not as confident to explain things and teach things. Yeah. And it's pretty encouraging. I still remember, I think one of the students, like even till today, he's taking my classes, and he's definitely someone who's danced longer than me. And I remember, so I thanked him before. Yeah.
So for someone who will think like if you put dancing as your career, how do you make it like a decent career? Because people will think that you don't earn that much as a teacher, right? Or?
As a teacher, it's for me as a dancer, like if I want to do this full time, I have to. So yes, at the start, it's a bit of a hassle. Yeah, I will always like try to get gigs, like for like, okay, put myself out there and be like, hey, you want to learn salsa, or like promote like my private classes to like some of my students. So at the start, of course, like it was harsh, I would say, and COVID didn't help. So yes, around the time when I really did it full time was during COVID.
Oh, it was during COVID.
Yeah, so
just before like,
during the lockdown, I guess the whole of the first year, there was not much I could do.
How did that happen?
Sorry?
How did that happen? Like developing a career during COVID?
So timeline wise, I decided, okay, let's do this full time. That was before COVID happened. And then there was already a plan, like I was going to work for ZiggyFeed as a staff. Okay, at that point of time as an assistant studio manager, and then I was taking care of certain admin things in ZiggyFeed. At the same time, also teaching most of the classes. Then that was that plan. Okay, but it got put on hold because of COVID. Yeah, and I think even when things started to reopen in phase 1, phase 2, it was slow. So that was a little bit more difficult in terms of I think finances. So I think I was actively trying to promote hey, if you wanna to my students, I was actively promoting private classes, which, to be honest, I believe in private classes as well, because when I was learning, I took a lot of private classes, and I think it's very useful, and students also saw that it was valuable. So it was a good trade-off at that point of time. Yeah, so I had to promote that more until things got better. Then I think that was when when things started to reopen, it got better. That was when I also started to coach SIM, and then slowly things fell into place. So it was sheer determination where I'm okay, no, I can make this work. And then
So it's more than just teaching class in a studio. You have to do private.
You have to market yourself.
To market myself, yeah. So I guess now, because I have ZiggyFeed, SIM, SIT, I think that is pretty stable. But at the same time, I'm also trying to push myself to get gigs, not just locally, open classes, overseas as well, in overseas festivals. And then I want to see same thing. I want to see how far I can go. Yeah.
So that's the next stage, artist.
Yes.
Okay.
So this type of gigs. So can you sell show as well?
Sorry.
Can you sell a show? People are ready to buy that at the moment, or?
Meaning that you choreograph something and then you sell this choreography.
Or sell the choreography itself.
No, not selling the choreographing, performing and then being paid for that.
So there are some gigs, I think in Singapore where they pay you just to perform. I've done those before. Okay. Yeah, I think
that was a way to monetize a bit, right?
Correct. Yeah. So and that was during COVID. I think I did once with Shimao. Yeah. So Shimao is she does salsa and bachata as well, but at the same time I think she does more burlesque. Yeah. Hi Shimao, if you're watching this. Yeah. So I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed performing with her. Yeah.
Okay. So those type of gigs. So yeah. So it's kind of you need to I would say that multiply the number of things that you do right around dancing.
Yes.
And be a bit creative, right?
Correct. Yes. So creative not just in the choreographies and the dancing, but also in how you make it work financially for you. Yeah.
So next time you can perform at Barrio.
We can talk.
We will put a hat in front for the donations to come in.
The hat nice, pretty.
So now what's next for you now? What's your plan to develop your career further?
So currently I'm trying to get more opportunities overseas for overseas festivals. I started doing that more this year, and I wanted to see how far. Like I said, I want to see how far I can go. I actually didn't expect myself and my current dance partner to get so many gigs actually. Yeah, but actually this year with what we put out there and then what we got back, we ended up traveling at least once a month for all these gigs. Yeah, some of them we have to, the organizers wouldn't cover us yet, or they don't have a budget, so we go on our own expenses. But there are some of
exposure.
Correct. So and we were already prepared for that actually. Yeah, but actually there are some organizers I think who saw our value, and they thought that okay, I actually think I want you to come, and I think they see value in us as dancers. Maybe not as good as like the A-list artists, you know, that sort of thing. But like I think they see us contributing in a lot of other ways, like social dancing. And I think because I'm very passionate about social dancing, and I'll dance with everyone all night. Like I'm that kind of person. Like I want to be able to spread my passion to every dancer at the festival or at every social I go to. So that is something I think some organizers actually value. Yeah.
So the fact that you will spend time social dancing.
Yes.
With the
correct. So
attendees, yeah.
So there are some gigs that I go there as a guest dancer. Like I don't teach, but then I think when they find out I can teach, they will ask like, "Are you interested in teaching?" Yeah, and so I think most organizers are pretty generous by now. They will actually offer, if let's say you're teaching, they'll offer to at least cover your class. So maybe flights and accommodations are expensive now, but workshops they are willing to actually pay like a certain rate. Not high, but it's reasonable.
Reasonable, huh?
Yeah.
So how did you market yourself to all of these overseas event organizers?
So of course one thing I learned is I have to be thick-skinned, and I struggle a lot with self-esteem. Like I wasn't sure whether I would be good enough to the organizers and to other people's eyes, but that held me back a bit at the start. But I think after I talked to like some friends who made it out there, and they encouraged me to say, no, you're good, just send your video, send your resume, you know, and then send a write-up about yourself. And I tried, and actually, yeah, it worked for most events. And I think that was when I started to learn to be more confident in what I already am good at. Of course, I will not be complacent and think, okay, now I'm the best. like I'm far from it, but I think one thing to learn as a dancer at this stage is to know that you've got things that you're strong at, that you're good at as well, that you need to show, and you should be confident in, so that people actually appreciate. Yeah, and people actually know that. Okay, yeah. So that's something I think. For someone like me being very harsh on myself, I had to learn, and I think once I learned that, that's when I got more opportunities. Yeah.
So you're looking at the festival in Asia. Are you also looking at other places like Europe, US?
At the moment, it's just Asia, because I think Europe is a bit far for organizers to try and like fly Asian artists in. So that's why I noticed that like, I think most events out of Asia, that means in Europe, in the States, there isn't like a lot of Asian representation. Maybe there's more now compared to last time, but there isn't that much, and it's quite understandable if it's the cost.
The cost of transportation.
Correct. And I think it's the same. It's the same in Asia. You see, like Asian festivals have like a lot of regional artists that are from Asia, Australia also. But then you know, when they want to get like overseas guest artists, like other than the headline artists, it's very few. Like because to fly them in from like, you know, across the globe, I think there's a lot of extra costs, and that's reasonable. So I guess it's like, you know, we have to, you know, as an aspiring artist, that's where we need to work harder and like get there first before we can, you know, become like you know, some of our local artists here that have made it to like that stage. Yeah.
Have you thought about competing like overseas?
Competing overseas.
To get more exposure.
To get more exposure. So currently my focus, of course, is social dancing technique. So because I think earlier in my dance journey, I've done the routine comps with SIM, and also even after I graduated from SIM. So I think after that, then I tried Jack and Jills. I think I prefer, if let's say I want to join a competition again, I would do Jack and Jills, or more like the social dancing type of competition.
What was it? Routines come? You said?
Yeah, the routines are like choreography.
Okay.
Yeah, so like couple routine dances, that sort of thing. That was fun. It really pushed us, but I don't think I want to do that long term and with such intensity, because I think the preparation work is a lot more, and also requires a lot more time in terms of choreography and everything. Whereas Jack and Jills are you are constantly already working on it, so it's just you need to be more focused on what you're working on, what you're lacking, so that by the competition you are prepared. Yeah.
Okay, so for now, no competition plan in your.
Yeah, not the stage competitions. Not at the moment, at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then if I go back to the students, because there are always like a debate about to improve fast, should I social more or should I perform or compete? So can you share a bit of your thought about that?
It depends, I would say, because it depends on what they want, what their focus is. Like if you want to perform, of course, then doing choreographies will definitely benefit you more than social dancing. Joining Shine's classes, is probably going to benefit you more than social dancing. But of course, if you want to also be able to social dance, then that one you can't run away from actually coming to socials and practice your social dancing technically and follow. So there are, the good thing in our scene is that I think all the dancers, when they started, they all want to do both. So the good thing about social dancing is that it helps with performance as well. It helps you doing choreo, because when you practice the move at the social, and you can lead it, for leaders, you can lead your choreo move on everyone on the dance floor successfully, smoothly. The girl doesn't get killed. Smoothly. Yeah. The thing is, if you do that, then you have practiced that move well.
Without the tricks and stunts.
Okay, but not this. There's no splitting her and none of that. I'm talking about the partner work and all that. Yeah. So
but if your objective is to just become a better social dancer, you think performing will help, or just
performing will help as well. I think it complements. It gives you the confidence. It gives you the, I think, posture. You also the posture, the lines, but and the correct fundamentals, like how you wave transfer everything. Because maybe that's not something that most instructors, even I speak for myself, would drill that much in class compared to a choreo training. Because a choreo training will be more intense. We become creative and put the tough things in, the tough patterns in, and then it's okay, you have to work on your fundamentals to get this move right. So it will definitely help as well. So I would say performance and social dancing, they complement each other. And the thing is, probably at the start, everyone should try both, but you will reach a point where you need to pick one, and you need to know which one you prefer, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. Any question you want to?
No, actually I just wanted to ask him, how come you didn't try West Coast Swing?
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
Because Ziki is known for their West Coast Swing also.
Yes.
You must have tried, right?
I have tried a couple of times. I just didn't. I didn't have the time to continue, because so for me, if I want to start a new dance, it's not that I'll just be I'm take class and then just casually learn the dance, I would say. I think which is okay for people, but I think for me as a dancer, I think if I want to pick up a new dance, I want to spend more time on it, at least 72 hours a week. So but I don't. But we don't I don't have an extra 72 hours a week if I'm already doing salsa and bachata. So Yeah, so I'm exaggerating the 72 hours lah. Yeah, but I just don't have. Yeah, so I just couldn't find. I think with my commitments with salsa and bachata, I just couldn't find enough time to put the practice in to be also a good West Coast swing dancer, which is important to me. Yeah, like if I want to enjoy the dance, I want to be good at it as well. Which I think, I mean, I'll admit it. I think a lot of dancers don't admit it. They'll be like, oh, I dance only for fun. But come on, like everyone wants to be good at what they do as well, even if it's for fun. I think when you become good at the dance, you also enjoy it more. Exactly, yeah. If you're not really good at it, then your experience is a little bit less. It's a little bit on the lower end in terms of like how satisfied you are. So so I think that was me for West Coast Swing. Like it just reached. I tried like many times, many instances to go back to West Coast Swing. Sometimes like Sarah, also my girlfriend, Sarah also like she got interested in starting West Coast Swing. Then I went back with her again, and then after that I also stopped because no time. No time to continue the advanced classes, then no time to come for socials, or like, okay lah, maybe just too tired to come for socials because if I do salsa, bachata, West Coast Swing, I'm there 7 days a week. I don't have time for like my own rest, so it gets pretty exhausting.
Is this also applicable for like Kizomba, Zouk?
For Kizomba, I think it's mainly interest. Yeah, I think I just I don't know whether I get like flamed in the comments if I say that I Kizomba just didn't interest me. Maybe next time, okay? Maybe next time I'll try again. Yeah. I got interested in Zouk as well, but same issue. Like just couldn't find the time. Maybe until now, like maybe when I have more time, then I decided to like take Zouk classes. So now I'm actually learning from Zouk Dance Academy, Jean. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
So it's you 72 hours doing Zouk?
Don't give Jean the idea.
All right, so I think we can close the podcast.
Okay.
Thanks, Gabriel, for coming and accepting the invite.
Oh, you finished your drinks.
Cheers. You can finish your drink like easy. Then for the people, if you see Gab in a dance floor, just ask him for a dance.
Yes, please ask. Please ask me.
Then for all the organizer, if you watch this, you have someone you can invite. I think
he's available.
You can provide a lot of social dance and a lot of values.
He's also open to
in terms of teaching and all.
It's a channel.
It's a channel, yes, sure. I mean, they call it guest dancers now. I'm not sure about the stigma of the term taxi dancer. It's like artist like that now, sensitive term.
guest dancer.
I think they call it guest dancers now. Guest dancer, guest artist. Yes, okay, they'll always change the term, I guess.
Alright. Well, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Ali, thank you, Jenny.
Want to share while we are here?
Keep dancing. Yeah, especially like I know there are a lot of local dancers who are like sometimes certain things like you do Jack and Jills, you perform, or like you hit certain unique roadblocks in your dance journey that you feel like discouraged. Okay, I would say never give up because I think I had my fair share, but I think I really love the dance and I loved it so much that like I just continued, and I think it has been very rewarding for me. So I hope it happens for you too.
All right, thanks.